Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss logic in this video tutorial. We start with introduction to logic. Logic can define in different content like philosophy, but we are concerned with symbolic logic. We are going to define logic as a symbolic logic. Now, logic in terms of symbolic logic, definition. Definition. Logic in terms of symbolic logic content is an analysis of language which involves the study of principles and methods that are used to distinguish between valid and invalid argument. Before we define or explain what we mean by logic in detail, we are going to define some keywords we use in division of symbolic logic. We use language like we use language we use principle, we use method, we use argument. We are going to define these words before we explain logic in full. Now, we shall define some key words we used to define the logic, like language, principles, methods, and arguments. These are the keywords we use to define the logic: language, principle, method, and argument. We are going to define these words. One is language. Language. We say language is an expression of idea into any form of reality. That means whenever an idea in the thoughts is being made known to reality, it refers as a language. We say that language is an expression of idea into any form of reality. That means whenever our idea is being made known to reality, into any form of reality, it refers as language. That means from the thought, the idea we have in the thought, whenever we made it known to any form of reality, it becomes a language. Second keyword we use is principle. Principles. Principles. Principles are the fundamental truth and laws that are used to prove a language. That means all the rules that we are being used, or truths that are being used to prove a language, are the principle. In other words, principle are the parts or the elements of a language that without principles there will be no language. So it is what we use to prove a language, because they are the elements of the language that without them language cannot be into existence. That means it means that principles are the building blocks of a language. That means they are the fundamental, they are the basic of a language, that without principle there will be no language. You go to another one called method. Method. Methods are the presentation of the set of the principles into in orderliness. That means the basic truths that are used to build a language, when you set them into an orderly manner so that it can construct a good argument, is called method. The last one is argument. Argument. Argument is a presentation of a language in orderliness that can be judge as invalid or valid, or let's say vice versa. Let's write valid first. As valid and invalid. Using the principles to affirm or deny it. That means argument is a presentation in other words that can be judged as valid or invalid using the principles to affirm or deny it. That means we know that argument is a form of language that we can use in other manner, which the building block is principle that can be used to validate or invalidate the language called argument. So these are the introduction of logic. Then in summary, when you talk about logic, you are talking about the analysis of language, that when we separate those principles that form a language, when we analyze them, separate them one after the other, and use a method to construct the language so that we can be able to validate the language or to invalidate the language. That means it can be judged to be invalid or invalid. So at this junction, we will draw our curtain. Thank you, viewers.